everybody. Welcome back to the I Want to Be Like You podcast, the mother-daughter podcast that will make you laugh, make you cry, and probably make you a little uncomfortable.
The title of this episode is Hermit's Paradise, and we are your hosts, Christina and Piper.
So today we're basically going to be covering what it was like when Piper had to go from an only child to a big sister, and she had to navigate that transition during a pandemic, no less. So frankly, there was nowhere for you to hide from us.
True.
Did you feel trapped?
Honestly, no, because I love y'all, like, so much.
Aww.
So, like, it was so much fun being with y'all in the pandemic. And, like, even with, like, a newborn baby, like, yeah, it was stressful because Jay would always cry.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, but they're still cute. Even though Jay would cry a lot, it was still so much fun because we would play games and, like, put on things that would entertain him. Well, like, we did things around the house. Like, we would take him outside and we would all read outside and things like that. And,
Oh,
like,
I know. I loved that.
same. It was so much fun. And then I thought I was an artist and would draw things. My art has gotten better.
I love your artwork.
It has gotten better.
Your little
but
dinosaurs.
my little stick figures that I used to draw, no.
We'll post these online for you guys to see. I absolutely love Piper's little stick figures.
I love the dinosaurs that I draw.
want the dinosaur in a t-shirt.
I love the dinosaurs.
That might be our first. Maybe that'll be our first piece of merch.
Yeah, I love the dinosaurs, but my favorite will always be the one that I actually drew of, like, two people, or, like, the person and then, like the lips and the chin. That says I'm not real.
Oh, right. I do love that.
Because it's the only one
that
that's
looks
not,
like
like,
the
silly.
cover of an album. But no, we found out we were pregnant in...
It was like late
September.
2019, right?
Oh, yeah. I got pregnant on my birthday, and then I found out I was pregnant on David's.
Oh, isn't that silly?
I think it's cute.
It is cute.
But we told Piper, and we lived in a tiny house over by U of M. And then that's when we decided to buy my childhood home, because I do think we would have killed each other if we had still been in the cottage.
Absolutely.
During the pandemic.
Absolutely.
There would have
100%.
literally been nowhere to hide. We found out we were pregnant, and then we literally had my baby shower the day before shutdown.
Shutdown?
Do you remember that? Lockdown. The day before lockdown.
No, I do, because, like,
I shut down.
Yeah, because you were going to cancel your baby shower, weren't you?
I was, yeah, because I didn't know how, like, no one knew how serious it was yet. So we still had it, and I'm so glad we did, because it was the last time we got to see anyone. Literally, I mean, it was literally, we had our baby shower that Saturday, and then that Sunday, lockdown happened.
Yeah.
I'm so glad no one ended up, no one at our baby shower ended up being positive from the baby shower or anything like that.
Yeah. I am glad that I was with you and David when it happened, like, a little bit before it happened, because I remember you, like, waking me up one time in the middle of the night and telling me that I'm not going to school for the rest of the week when it started getting, like, a little bit crazy, and then you had your baby shower.
It started getting crazy, but what I didn't like is that, unfortunately, the school that you went to, they're not very much into scientific fact.
Yeah.
Mama don't fuck around. Not with the health of my children. Absolutely not. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we're two of the few people that I really enjoyed the lockdown.
It was so much fun, and we would we would make, like, pancakes and stuff too, and, like, even...
I mean, I do that now.
No, I know, but, like...
It kind of forced us to slow down, I feel.
It did, 100%, and, like, even though... Honestly, my 10th birthday was one of my favorites.
Really? When it was just us?
Yeah, because, like, it was
here.
chill and, like, calm, and, like, I love birthday parties. I don't like singing, like, being sung happy birthday to.
I know, we don't do
hate
that
it
to
so
you.
much.
I would never do that to you.
Yeah, for anyone that wants to know, they scream happy birthday to me because I don't want to stand there just staring at people while they sing.
I mean, we
to
don't,
me.
for the record, we don't scream it at her out of
Well,
hate. She asked us to scream it at her. So we all just count to 3 and then yell happy birthday.
yeah, but no, because it was just so much fun, and, like, you just tried your best, and it was amazing and fun, and I really appreciated it.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you appreciating me. I appreciate you appreciating me appreciating you.
But no, it was just so much fun, and, like, even once school started back, like, one of my favorite memories of doing online school when I was still with the old school that I was with was just, like, doing school in my room on my computer and just, like, living my best life up there while Jay was like either playing in his room, or sometimes I would like let him sit on my bed while I was doing nothing, like just sitting in the chair, and it was so much fun. And one of my favorite pictures I have of Jay, he was like 3 or 4 months, because
he was little.
Yeah, we took it when we redid my room. But
oh, you're talking about the one where he's sitting in the boppy?
He might be sitting in the boppy, but he's on my bed when I got my new like
Headboard?
sheets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like the pink sheets I have?
Yeah.
He was sitting on that, and he was just like so cute and small, and like even though he is a little rat now, he was like he was so sweet. I mean, he still is, but I don't know. I just love babies, but I don't want to have them.
That's fair.
Because they're crazy.
Because they're creepy?
I said, I mean, kids do see things.
I don't even want to hear it about you. You're one of the creepiest kids I know.
No, I
Literally
mean like little children. Little children, they can see
You were even
demons.
creepier when you were little.
Well, that's because I saw the demons.
No. I'm definitely going to share some stories with you guys here later in the podcast from the pandemic that haunt me to this day, that Piper just thinks is so fucking funny.
If you were talking about what I think you're talking about.
You think I'm talking about the snake? That's exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to tell everybody because I'm never not going to tell that story.
Okay, but...
No, we'll talk about it later.
Whatever. But no, it was just so much fun, like, during the pandemic, and, like, not that it wasn't fun when I found out that y'all were pregnant with Milo, but...
Right, well, yeah, that's a little different, though.
Yeah,
you were
like,
already a big sister.
Yeah, and I was older.
Honestly, the pandemic, I feel like, as bonded as you and I already were, the pandemic just solidified that. And like the bond that you, me, and David have is just, I don't think anyone could ever top or come between that. Yeah. Like it's just naturally there now. And you and David got so silly all the time.
The amount of times we would scare each other, like play D&D.
Yeah. And play D&D, and y'all would have dance parties in the living room and everything. And I couldn't do that because I was fucking ginormous. You know,
pregnant.
It was quite literally a hermit's paradise. Like I loved it. I didn't have to make up excuses anymore. No one was showing up to my house unannounced.
You only allow like what, 4 people to show up to your house unannounced?
I think there's like a total of 5 that are allowed to show up to my house unannounced.
I'm one of them, right?
You're already here, dummy.
Okay, but like
this is your house.
Okay, but like what if you're like really tired of me?
Oh my god, you don't count. Okay. Let it go. Don't anybody at me for this shit. Like, it is what it is. Everybody has their own preferences. That's fine. One of my biggest pet peeves is people just showing up to the hospital after you have a baby.
Wait, people do that?
Hell yes, they do that. Being able to literally be like, oh, I'm so sorry, visitors aren't allowed. Like, the only person I wanted there was you. And then I still made sure that you were the first person to meet Jay. That was really important to me because...
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like about the pandemic was that I couldn't be in the hospital with you guys.
Yeah, I hated that.
But I did have fun sending pictures to Kiki about what I was doing, like taking out the trash and stuff.
And you got to do your own campaign with Aunt Patty.
That's true.
And I know she had so much fun with you.
And then we had dance parties and stuff and danced to the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
And drank chocolate milk.
Well, Aunt Patty respected my wishes really well, too. Like, she got herself tested and then she quarantined herself before having to come over here and stay with you, and I love that. You know, my chosen sisters aren't gonna put my children's lives in jeopardy either.
Yeah,
that's important. You learn a lot about people during a situation like the pandemic.
It's still insane to me that the pandemic is gonna be 4 years old in March.
I know, it's
along with Kid Crow, but that's
a little
not
toddler. Seriously, with the Conan Gray?
Yes.
Okay. So I do have to ask, because I know the struggles I had, like as a mom, and I'll tell you those if you want to hear them, but how did you feel, and be totally honest, when we brought Jay home? Was there like an adjustment period for you, realizing that I had to split my focus between you and the new baby? And then as we added Milo, like what was that like for you to go from basically my one and only to having like 2 little brothers?
I will say the only hard thing for me that I really like had to process was that like we couldn't like just like be loud and crazy, like go out. Shut up. Shut up. You're so mean. Was that we couldn't like, oh, I swear to God.
It's fine.
was that we couldn't, like, go out all the time.
Right. Now you can't help but notice it.
Yeah. And, like, we still get to go out now with David because he's a great father, and, like, he'll watch the boys so that we can go out. Like, we're going out Monday to go see Mean Girls, which I'm super excited about. I'm not excited that Where Do You Belong isn't in it, but we're not going to talk about that.
Let it go.
That was the only thing that I really thought about. Because, like, you love your children equally, even though we all know I'm your favorite daughter. Even though I'm your only one.
You are my favorite daughter.
Aw, thanks. I'm your best friend, though, right?
Of course.
Good. You're my best friend. But I have...
You and I will always have a different bond than I have with the boys.
Yeah. Because it was just me and you for 10 years.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah, it was. Wow.
Like, without the boys, I mean.
With children. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, David was around since you were 5.
No, I know.
We grew up together.
Yeah, we really did.
I grew up with you. There are a lot of things about me that had to change. Being a mother isn't my only identity, and I try to work really hard to make sure of that. But I do truly believe that I was always meant to be your mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't feel like I truly became who I am and who I was supposed to be until you came along. There's a lot that I learned.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Like that you're not the coolest person alive and I am.
Wow.
Is that one of the things you learned?
Wow. Right out of the gate with the insults.
I'm joking. I love you.
I love you too. You are way cooler than me.
But what was some of the struggles that you faced?
I literally, okay. Hope nobody's listening that still believes in Santa, and if you do, my bad. I remember setting up like Santa for you.
Wait, how old was I? Like what?
9.
Okay.
So you knew.
Yeah.
Like you had guessed the year before. No, I remember setting up and I had everything, and you know how every Christmas Eve I set up, and I love setting up. Like I get all the toys ready to where they can be played with immediately. I make sure there's batteries and everything. Anything that has to be put together is already put together. Like that's just how I do it. And I did all of that and got it all nice and cute and set out, and I came back to bed with David and I just started crying. David was like, poor David had to navigate so much of that crap when I was pregnant with Jay.
But he stayed with you at least.
Of course he stayed with me. I'm the best for David.
I'm the coolest.
I'm the best for David. Yeah, and you're the coolest. He was like, oh my God, what's wrong? And I was like, this is the last Christmas where I'm only going to be setting up for Piper. And I was like so upset. I felt like it was the end of an era. I did try so hard for your birthday, but it being the pandemic and me not being able to go out and get the stuff that I wanted or throw a party for you like I wanted to, it felt like I was kind of being gypped because I just, I always make a big deal out of all my kids' birthdays, and I couldn't it was the last one that you were going to have before I would have to navigate planning other kids' birthdays too.
Yeah, and now you have it March, April.
I know, and now my kids literally monopolize the spring.
Yeah.
March, April, May. Like
at least I'm getting older, so like my parties won't be like super crazy and hectic like they were when I was younger,
It ain't about being hectic now that you're getting older.
Stuff's gonna be more expensive.
Of course it is, because I have to up my game, you know?
I want my Barbie.
That's the problem with me being so extra with your birthday parties, is that every year I have to top myself.
Girl, every year it's a different thing, though.
I know. I killed the It theme.
I loved the It theme.
Yes, everybody, my daughter wanted an It-themed birthday for her 13th birthday. That's right. Fucking Pennywise. That's what she wanted. And I delivered. There was bloody popcorn everywhere.
I also had a big crush on Finn Wolfhard at the time. So he's still cute.
Y'all, she is still in love with Finn. Do not listen to these lies. I had a cake that bled when you cut it open, which was so rad. And I had this little Ferris wheel that had cupcakes on it. The one thing I did not have was a life-size cutout of Pennywise, because absolutely not. Honestly, the pandemic was one of the best things for you, I feel, during that time.
Really?
Because it pushed us to get you into TNVA.
That's true.
And TNVA, which is Piper's virtual school that she goes to, is absolutely amazing.
I love them so much.
Yeah, they
are definitely one of the main reasons why I don't have an F in math.
I know. Well, and Mathnasium.
Yes.
If anyone's looking for math tutoring, you cannot go wrong with Mathnasium. It was that time that got you going to virtual school. And honestly, doing TNVA helped me realize how censored the learning is here in our school district.
What do you mean?
Like, they're in that group of people that aren't going to teach what needs to be taught.
Yeah.
They kind of shield you from the more, we'll call them salacious aspects of history. And I just do not subscribe to that shit. It all needs to be taught. I realized that TNVA was the right choice when you came out of class one day and you came out of the studio and you were like, you know who really sucks? And I was like, who? And you said, Jim Crow.
When I thought
that
was a person.
And I just busted out laughing and I was like, 1, agreed. 2, that's not a person. And I was like, it's a group. It's an organization. And you were like, oh, well, either way, they suck. And I was just like, okay. And then when you started learning about the women that are the subject of Hidden Figures in class.
Johnson still has a special place in my heart. I love her so much.
I loved that you were learning about it. I loved it. Anyway, virtual school and everything like that was just one of the best decisions we could have made for you, and I wouldn't change a thing about that.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory that you have with, like, me and the boys?
During the pandemic?
Just in general.
You and both boys, or just you and Jay?
Both boys. I'm the only girl.
I feel like that memory gets trumped every day. Every time I walk in and you guys are doing something new.
Like Jay is jumping on my head?
No, not that. Like when I walk in and you're playing Neverending Song or Maniac by Conan Gray.
Because he's my husband, if y'all didn't know. It's so important.
Oh my God. And the boys are both like losing their minds having a dance party with you. I love that. And when I can hear them in the morning, when I'm like back here in the bedroom and y'all are all cracking up and I don't even need to know what's happening. All I know is that you and Jay and Milo are all belly laughing. And I just love that. That is truly, I don't care how cliche it sounds, that is truly one of the best noises a parent can hear is their children laughing.
That's so cute.
I know. And then about 5 seconds later, I hear y'all yelling at each other. This was just the other day when you were sitting there minding your own business and Jay walked up to you and my daughter, I have to say, was not doing anything. She was literally sitting on a chair, minding her own business. And her 3-year-old little brother walked up to her and went, "Hey, sissy, you're disgusting."
He's so mean. He's so mean.
Do you ever feel like they have become more important than you? Have I ever made you feel that way?
No, honestly, no, because you always like make sure everyone's having fun and like doing okay and things like that. So, not really. There are certain times where I'm talking to you and one of the boys will like get your attention and it annoys me, but you know, they're just little kids, so they don't really know. But that's it.
They're not quite getting the concept of your sister is talking or anyone is talking to me. David being home with us, I mean, it was literally just us playing games, and I feel like we all really enjoyed those last few months with just the 3 of us because we didn't have any other choice. And I know that sounds ridiculous. We would have enjoyed it anyway, but it really forced us to slow down and take in that this was the last time we were going to be a family of 3.
I'm going to rank my birthdays.
Next, you're going to rank your birthdays?
Yeah, from like which ones were my favorites.
Oh, God.
I already have top 3.
Okay, I'll let you rank your birthdays, but first, I remember you asking me what it meant to have cabin fever. And I was like,
That's because Pop kept talking about it.
I know Pop kept saying it to you, and I had to explain to you what it meant. And then I was like, do you feel like you're having that? You know, because I know that I love to be home. And
I love to be home too, but it gets to a certain point to where I'm like too overstimulated at home for some reason, and then I'll want to like go out or something, and then I'll get too overstimulated while being out, and then I'll want to be in the house for like 2 weeks.
the struggle is real.
It is.
I know you and I have talked about the amount of memes or TikToks or reels or whatever we would see where people were talking about wanting to kill their significant other or wanting to like lose their shit on their kids because they've been stuck in the house with them, or how
Like,
hard
do you
it
not
was
love
to
your
be.
family?
I know. See, like, I totally get that everyone's different. And I mean, I'll never be one of those moms that's like, if you're going to complain about the children you chose to have, like, shut the fuck up, okay? Kids suck sometimes. I love you, but
No, they do. They're so annoying.
yeah, I mean, not only that, but sometimes my love for my children's infinite, but sometimes Jay is an asshole.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he cray. Now Milo's perfect. He'll never do anything wrong.
There's no such thing as perfection.
You're right. But right now, he's just my perfect little butterball that's just happy all the time and loving on me and snuggling. And you used to be like that. Boo, boo. And then you weren't, and so I had to replace you.
Oh, okay.
But no, I did get to the point where I was like, am I the only one that likes my family? Am I the only one that likes my husband? I want to hang out with him. I want to do things with him. When my daughter comes up to me and she's like, do you want to play a game? My answer is almost always yes, obviously. I started introducing you to the 90s movies during the pandemic.
Yes.
And I loved that.
It was
During
so
the
much fun.
pandemic is when you first watched She's All That.
That's true.
And I remember you at first when I told you, I was like, no, we have to watch these old movies. And you were like, okay, great. But you were like, I know that guy. Who is that? And I was like, that's Fred. that's Fred from Scooby-Doo. And you were like, that's Buffy's husband? I was like, yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr., getting to show you all those movies, all that. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the pandemic was great. I'm always going to be irritated with people that act like the pandemic was a hoax or not real or whatever the fuck they want to say. Like, they need to get gone with that shit. You know, losing Granda, people we know and love getting really sick and being afraid we were going to lose them. Like, I hated that. And not only that, but having Jay, I had a C-section. And Dr. Tompkins still allowed me to be released after just 36 hours.
Because you wanted to see me.
Well, that too, but the point was to get me and the baby out of the hospital,
Right, where everyone was.
where everyone else was. Like, I needed to be home with him. So that was pretty scary. As far as spending time with you guys, I loved that. You know, I was scared on some level when I finally did get pregnant. Not everybody knows this, but I had a lot of losses when David and I were trying. I mean, we lost 5 babies. It was a really hard journey, and I never hid that from Piper. Piper, you knew about all of them. You knew about every single one. And
because we're best friends.
And
I'm your daughter.
Yeah, well, and just from anyone that's listened to our other episodes, they know that I just don't hide things from you because I don't want you to ever feel like you have to hide something from me. I was scared when I finally got pregnant that it would go away, but then I didn't know if you would be excited, if I'm honest, because it was just you and me for so long.
Dude, I was so excited.
That warmed my heart that you were excited
We should
because
post the video of me finding out.
okay, we can do that.
I look so small in that video though. I was 9.
You were 9 and you had the really cute princess dye haircut. Like, your hair's short and it's real cute.
I feel like if I went back to my blonde hair, I would look so good in that haircut with like the normal like sweater that I wear half the time with like the biker shorts, because then I definitely look like her, right?
Look like who?
Princess Diana.
Oh yeah, with the the bike shorts.
What did I say?
Biker shorts.
I only heard the it's biker shorts.
Biker shorts are like, I'm imagining like really short leather shorts that like go up your ass. Like, and I respect your fashion decisions, but not like that.
I don't want that.
No. And bike shorts, yeah. This is one of the movies I need to show you, and this isn't a 90s movie. I need to show you Some Kind of Wonderful, which is the movie they refer to in He's Just Not That Into You. But it's got our girl from Back to the Future, the mom.
Uh-huh.
And this other actor guy that you wouldn't know. It's got Mary Stuart Masterson, who was June in Benny and June.
Oh, okay, cool.
And she has short blonde hair in it. She's like kind of like a rocker chick. If you got your hair cut like that now and dressed the way that you typically dress now, I feel like you would look like her.
Thank you.
Which is a compliment because I love Mary Stuart Masterson.
There was a kid in class once that told me I dressed like a hobo.
Same. Same.
That's silly.
I work so hard to make sure you know how much you mean to me.
I know.
And that was my biggest fear, is that when I had to start splitting that you would ever think that my love for you decreased in any way. I don't know why I keep using that phrase, because I actually hate the phrase splitting my attention, because that's not what it feels like to me. I can't speak for every parent, but when I had Jay and Milo, I didn't split my attention. It just added to it.
Yeah.
Like, it was just extra.
Mm-hmm.
And they love you so much. They're so obsessed with you.
I love them.
It's just so hard for you.
They're just little rats that escaped New York.
Milo's not a rat.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. He's a frog from Missouri.
Missouri?
Aunt Leah sent me like a picture of like, what's her son's name? Balin? Wait, no.
No, that's Madeline's.
Right. Oh,
Waylon.
Waylon, thank you. Of her son, like holding like a big frog, and she lives in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then Missouri.
And the frog looked like Milo?
No, like I was telling
You were like, that looks just like my baby brother. Aunt Leah was like, check this out. And you were like, that looks just like Milo.
No, that's so mean.
You just called Jay a rat. And that's
no,
mean.
Like I was telling you, people either have the features of a rat or a frog.
I would say sorry to you guys, but I'm not sorry. You get what you get with Piper. I'm not going to look it up.
It's a known fact.
I'm not going to Google rat versus frog people. Get it together.
Sorry. Continue.
Did you feel like, I do want to ask this, the amount of times that someone has given me typically unsolicited advice that's everyone's favorite to give, where they tell me that I took the pandemic too seriously?
I don't think you did.
I was about to ask.
No, I don't think you did. I do think we do give Pop credit, obviously, for like stocking us up on food, like a ton.
Oh, yeah, for the, like, yeah, just FYI, guys, my dad was all over the COVID information for months before shit hit the fan over here. Like, he had stocked us up on, get it together. What is wrong with you?
Just imagine looking up.
Okay, I'm done with her. He stocked us up on water and toilet paper. Thank fuck for that. But my dad did all that, and then, funnily enough, did not take the pandemic seriously at all. But the amount of times that people, honestly, it was the amount of times that someone would ask me if you could go somewhere, and I would be like, I'll ask her.
Yeah.
You know, and you didn't want to go.
They wouldn't believe you.
I know. I mean, honestly, the amount of times that that's happened in your life, period, where I'm like, Piper doesn't want to. And they're like, you're just saying she doesn't want to. And I'm like, okay, ask her yourself.
Yeah, and
then they ask you, and then they get their feelings hurt. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't tell you she didn't want to go. Like, sorry, not sorry. I'm not going to tell my daughter, I'm not going to tell you have to go somewhere. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Unless it's like fucking, school or like theater when you have a job.
But I like going to theater and school.
Right. No, I know. But I just mean, like, I'm never going to be like, well, you have an obligation to go do that. Like, fuck that. No, you don't.
Would you like to know my birthday rankings?
I guess, and then I'm going to tell everyone about the snake thing.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so definitely my favorite one is the Stranger Things one. That one was so much fun, especially because, like, you got, like, an 80s, like, Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Is that Linus?
Yes.
Go let him in.
Okay.
We should have a category on our website that's kind of like the As Seen on TV. Only instead of As Seen on TV, it'll be As Heard on the podcast. And I'll post, like, pictures from your birthdays that you've ranked, like your favorite birthdays. And then I'll post, like, what was the other thing we were talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, you finding out that I was pregnant.
Right,
that video.
But, no, definitely my favorite one of all time is the Stranger Things one. And it was so much fun, too, because we were having fun and being crazy. And me and you stayed out back till, 11 o'clock at night playing on the Nintendo that you got.
No, we were out there till, 1 a.m.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, that's when I got that big projector that we now use for the outdoor theater.
I just love that birthday so much. And then probably my, in the rankings of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm. So we're doing top 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
My second favorite one was my 7th one. I loved that fairy birthday party so much. And by the way, when I'm turning 17, we're having another fairy birthday party because we already have the 7.
Do we?
Yeah.
Is it in the attic?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize I kept
perfectly fine.
Okay. It's perfectly fine.
No, it is. I saw it the other day when I was looking for the clock.
Mm.
But no, it was just so much fun, especially with all the pixie dust and stuff.
Yeah, we'll make sure to post the video of Bubba getting attacked by the horde of fairies.
No.
My younger brother, who is now 22, 23?
I don't know, 22.
22. But I want to say he was 18, 17 or 18.
I think so.
And he decided to put on some of the fairy wings that I had gotten for the little girls at the party. And he had dubbed himself King of the Fairies. And then I got a video of all these 7-year-olds attacking him. And it's great. So we'll be sure to post that for you guys too.
Definitely the third one is the It birthday party. It was so much fun, especially because that's when I became a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And also the night before, Lily spent the night.
Lily spent the night, yeah.
Yeah.
That was your first sleepover.
It was. Sleepover birthday, right? Because I'd had people sleep over at the house before, right?
No.
I haven't?
No.
Oh, wow. Well, then, yeah. But it was just so much fun, especially the day of the party when, you were still, trying to set some stuff up, and me and Lily were just running around the house eating cookies.
No, you were running around the house. Lily was very helpful.
She was also playing on the bouncy house, okay? I have this beautiful picture of her.
That's fine, but Lily still checked to see if I needed help finishing the balloon arch.
I did too, but then you told me to get out of the way.
Deflating the balloons and making them make that noise is not helping.
Yes, it is.
No.
It's a ton of
false.
Okay, so my fourth favorite one is probably the Harry Potter one, but when I was 8.
Okay.
I loved the one when I was 11 because that's when I found out I was Slytherin.
Yeah.
But just the 8th birthday party one was so much fun, especially because, not that I didn't love my 11th birthday party one, but it was just after the pandemic, so people were still trying to be cautious.
Right, yeah.
So there weren't that many people there, but I still liked it. But my 8th birthday party one, it was just so much fun, and I really enjoyed it when I was 8. I can't think of a 5th one. What have all my birthday party themes be?
I mean, honestly, if you're ranking top 5, you could do both Harry Potters.
True.
The one when you were 8 and then the one when you were 11.
True. Yeah, then probably the one when I was 11 too.
Yeah.
Because I did like how chill it was.
I really loved your Stranger Things one as well. That was
so
a lot of
much
fun to put together. Now that I've let Piper rank her birthdays,
Yes.
I am going to tell you guys
Oh no. I forgot about that.
the most traumatic thing that happened to me during the pandemic.
Did you just say traumatic? Oh goodness. It was not traumatic.
It was shut up. You shut up. Piper sleepwalks. She sleepwalks. She sleep talks.
I don't anymore. I don't really sleepwalk anymore.
Just to paint you the picture that's necessary, I am a month postpartum. I'm not even past the initial 6 weeks. I am sleep deprived. I'm exhausted. I'm still in some pain from the C-section. Jay is still sleeping in the bedroom with us, obviously, in his bassinet. We had finally gotten Jay to sleep, okay? And it was 3 or 4 in the morning.
No, it was 2 because this went on till 5 in the morning.
That's right. We hear a knock at the door and we're like, what? And we're doing that like whisper yell. Piper comes in and she goes, I forgot to tell you guys, and David goes, Piper, spit it out. What? I forgot to tell you when I was cleaning my room earlier that, I saw, a snake. Guys, I am terrified of snakes. I hate snakes. I hate them. I will literally hyperventilate if one's around me. I hate snakes. It is what it is. I hate them. So I immediately start freaking out. What? What the fuck? How do you forget to tell us there's a snake in the house? What are you talking about? I forgot to tell you. My husband says,
You were Delulu.
Okay, guys, I was Delulu. And he says, okay, guys, we need to take this out to the living room. So we got to the living room and David is like, Piper, what are you talking about? And she says, I saw a snake while I was cleaning. And I was like, what? And I am having a absolute and total mental breakdown, guys. Like, I am talking a mile a minute and I'm like, oh my God, it's in the house, David. Oh my God, it's going to lay eggs and the eggs are going to hatch and there's going to be snakes in the house. I was like, we have to leave. We have to pack and just leave. Like, we have to go right now and check into a hotel and then we'll just burn the house down. It's fine. And he was like, Christina, calm down. And I was like, you fucking calm down. Okay. Like, by the way, guys, I'm standing on a couch. I'm standing on our couch while I'm yelling all these things. My husband is trying to get me to calm down. And Piper goes, I thought you knew. You saw it, to David. And I turned to my husband and I literally slap him across the arm. And I was like, are you kidding me? You saw the snake and you didn't do anything about it. And he was like, I didn't see the snake. And Piper was like, yes, you did. And he said, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? You know, now that I look back on it, we all may have had a little bit of Delulu going on because we had been stuck in the house we're months in. So I said, what are you talking about? And David goes, Piper, I didn't see a snake. And she said, yes, you did. And he goes, no, I didn't. And she said, yes, you did. Yeah. David said, okay, Piper, let's table that for a second. What does the snake look like? And Piper was like, it's like a snake. And I said, how big is it? And she held up her fingers to maybe like 6 inches long. David said, see, it's probably just a little garden snake. It's fine. We'll find it and get it. I was like, no, it's not fine. We have to leave right now. Go get the baby. What if it's in the baby's bed? Oh my God. I was like, it's probably in Jay's bassinet. Go check the baby. And he was like, the baby's fine. It's not in our room. I was like, it's probably in our room. It's probably under my pillow. And he was like, no, it's not in there. What are you talking about? And we kept talking and Piper just kept insisting she had seen a snake. And then I asked again, okay, what colors was it and how big was it? And she held her arms out to probably like 2 feet long this time. And me, in my delusional state, I immediately start crying and I'm like, oh my God, it got bigger, David, it got bigger. It grew while it was in the house. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, David, and it's going to lay eggs and the eggs are going to get bigger. Well, I was like, you got to go get the baby. We got to get the fuck out of here. And he's like, okay, everyone calm down. Where did the snake go? Out of my room, around the cup. What cup? There's no cup.
Okay, but we were redoing my room at that point and there was like solo cups and
No. What were you having, like a teenage party bonfire in your room?
Obviously at the age of 10.
She said it went around the cup and then it just stood there like this. The stance that I'm taking, she said the snake stood there very similar to Mushu from Mulan.
Yes.
And I was like, what? And then David, I don't think she's awake. We are 2 hours into this interrogation. Okay? And Piper is insisting there is a snake that stands up like Mushu and has grown from 6 inches to 2 feet. He said, I don't think she's awake. And I said, what? And he said, I think she's sleepwalking. And he said, Piper, are you awake? And she goes, yes. I jump over the couch onto the floor. I know you're not supposed to do this. I know, guys, but I immediately start shaking her. And I said, are you awake? And she just looked at me like I was the dumbest person. I was the dumbest boy in school. And she said, yes. And I said, where are you? In the house. And she goes, the house. And I said, where? And she just stood there. And David went, see, Piper, I don't think you're awake. And she goes, I am. And he said, okay, then tell me the story again. And she stopped, looked around like she had lost her keys. And then she looked at me and went, I think maybe I dreamt it. Oh my God. And David went, Jesus Christ, Piper, go to bed. And she goes, okay. And just went upstairs and went back to sleep. Poor David was like, okay, see, she was sleeping. It's fine. Let's go back to sleep. Nope. That was not good enough for your girl. I made David come in the bedroom, strip the bed down, search under the mattress, under the bed, in the sheets. I took Jay out of the bassinet. I made him search in the bassinet sheets. I made David do that, and then I made him remake the bed at like 5 a.m. And this man did it. If I ever needed confirmation that he was my forever person, that situation right there. The best part was that David went upstairs to get something from the attic that day. The way that our attic works is we have an extension cable that comes out of the attic door and then plugs into the wall by the attic door. And David was walking around up there and he stops and looks down and he goes, Piper? And she ran upstairs and he said, is this what you saw? And like she hadn't traumatized me for 3 hours the night before. She looks at the plug, at David, and then just goes, oh, yeah, I have never felt so violent towards my child. You did traumatize me.
Did I though?
Yep. I think about it every day.
No, you do not.
Yeah. When I go to therapy, it's what I talk about.
So you don't think about it every day. You think about it like every once a week.
No, I talk to Alicia about it every day. I text her and I'm like, you remember the snake? We want to hear your stories from the pandemic. We've gotten so many emails. They make me so happy. I can't wait for one of our episodes where we just answer emails. We've gotten some that have questions for you in them, which I love.
Why haven't you told them to me yet?
Because I want you to read them in real time.
Oh, okay.
To get your candid reaction.
Oh, okay.
If you have any stories from the pandemic, or if you have children that sleepwalk, I want to hear all of the crazy stories, please. But we want to hear them. Any pandemic stories or any sleepwalking stories or any just stories you'll never forget about your kids, please send them my way. Email me at Christina@iwannabelikeyou.com. I want to hear it all. What's your most memorable memory from the pandemic?
I don't know. I definitely liked when David would let you sleep in sometimes and just let Jay sleep on him and on the couch in the morning sometimes because he wouldn't go back to sleep, and so David would watch like The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings on the couch with him. And then around like 8, I'd come like sit down with him too, and we'd watch it together. Like,
I like that you and David have that together, that you guys both really love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and you would sleep for like hours, so it was perfect to watch Lord of the Rings.
I
know you were
had
tired.
a baby, and I had been up with him suckling on my teat.
I hate that.
I know. That's why I said it.
You're so gross.
I hope you guys enjoyed this absolutely unhinged and chaotic episode. I will be sure to add that category to our website where you guys can see pictures from stories we've told. Please reach out with any of your own experiences, how the pandemic affected you and your family. And for any other women out there that had pandemic babies, I definitely want to hear from you. I'm telling you, these pandemic babies are built different. Next week, we are going to discuss how Piper and I had the talk, how I handled discussing that topic and many other topics with her, how she and I have the kind of relationship where she can come to me anytime, anywhere, with any question, and contrary to what some people think I should do, I answer any and all questions she has, no matter how awkward they may be for me. And let me just tell you, it has gotten awkward. Tune in next Friday to hear those stories and more.
And if you want to join us for some behind the scenes and everyday fun, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And don't forget to hit that like and follow button on this channel so you never miss an episode.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. See you next week.